take like 4 of those fibers, line them up so that the tail fibers are about half the shank length of the hook. Pinch those in place, lock them down up near the bead, and then you want to wind that all the way back to the bend so that you have an even diameter underbody underlying the fly. Next, you want to grab some either gold or copper wire. Use the brassy size, seems to work pretty good. And the trick with wire is that get the end nice and straight and then put it inside the bead. Just kind of put it up underneath the bead and then slowly under kind of medium tension wrap that guy all the way up. And again, you're basically just winding that wire all the way to the front so that you have a nice even underbody to wind your pheasant body forward. So I'm going to basically take the same pheasant tail again. I'm going to select, this is about a size 16 hook. I'm going to take about 4 or 5 fibers maybe. And then I want to tie them in by the tips. First thing I'll do is just kind of clip the tips evenly. And the tips are going to have a natural taper to them. So I'm going to put them in here, use a trap wrap. One wrap kind of under light tension, and I'm just going to pull them to the very end. And I'm just going to make like 2 or 3 wraps right there. And so the first thing I'm going to do is put 1 wrap over the top, 1 full wrap like this, and then I'm going to catch the thread and I'm going to twist the pheasant tail fibers around the body, okay? And then the easiest way to do this is with the rotary vise, just wind it forward. Without a rotary vise, you can still wind it. It's a little tougher, but it's not a big deal. Get to the front, unhinge the thread from the pheasant tail fibers, and give it 2 or 3 wraps to tie it off. Now, since I wound my pheasant tail fiber towards the camera, I'm going to wind my wire in the opposite direction towards me. And what that's going to do is just counter wrap the wire over the pheasant tail and just help to lock it down in place. Now I just cut my wire off pretty close, and what I'm going to do here is just use my thumbnail to turn the wire around the hook to lay it down nice and flat. Put a few extra wraps around it. And then for this guy, we'll keep it just real simple. We'll just throw in a few peacock curls, maybe 2 or 3. Now, peacock curl has a short side and a long side. So what you want to do is make sure that when you tie in your peacock curls, that you're tying them in with the long side of the peacock curl facing downward. That way, when your material turns 180 degrees as you rotate it around the hook for the first time, it's actually going to stick that long side out. It's kind of hard to see, but put that long side out. And then I'm just using the thread to kind of wrap the butts down, because you want to have that nice even underbody there. And you can start wrapping a couple of these guys 2 at a time. I might leave one kind of hanging back there in case I want one more to come up. It usually looks a little cleaner if you've got a 3rd one or a 2nd one to kind of wrap over the top when you're done. And that's a pretty basic pheasant tail. No wing case, no legs, nothing fancy. Just a real kind of simplified Frenchy style pheasant tail that you can crank a ton of these things out and not spend too much time tying them. And that's it.